Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a GameStar presentation. Tonight we have a game for number 2 on the Cybergamer League of Legends Open Ladder. My name is Coldblood, and assisting me in bringing this game to you will be Luke. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, and it's good to be here. It's good to be back, and it's good to be doing my first cast for a while. And we're underway. The bands have already gone out.
Alright, so let's jump in and see what we've got. So, Real Talk Gaming are on the left-hand side. They'll be the blue team. They're defending their number 2 spot on the open ladder. And the other side will be Bayleave. And they were having a laugh at their own picture in the lobby because I think they must have forgotten that they put it up. And they're currently number 4, Luke. They're going to be challenging for the number 2 spot. We'll have to see if they can pull it off. In the lobby, we were noticing that a lot of the players are around Platinum or higher level, so should be some good gameplay coming here.
Yeah, well, that's what we want, and we'll get into the bands. For RTG, Real Talk Gaming, they've decided to take out Zed, Corky, and Thresh. Pretty standard bands, and on the names. See, the names already just gone over my head, and I've already forgotten it already. Bayleave. Bayleave have banned out Cassidon, Vayne, and Fizz. Then again, all pretty standard bans, more focusing on the mid lane with the Fizz and Cassidon ban there.
Yeah, the Assassin Heavy Champs, I was saying to you before, they have been copping the ban hammer quite a lot. Corky, we've seen him picked a lot, not necessarily banned. So that tells me that Real Talk Gaming, they really want to dominate the lane early, as Caitlyn, one of the strongest early carries, Corky also a very strong early carry, so they're annihilating that threat. They've got the Caitlyn, they've got the J4, they've got the Orianna. J4, Orianna, a very strong combo, so we may see some disengage come out of Bayleave if they predict that that's going to be a threat.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see who they are going to pick for their jungler against J4, and see if they're going to go for more of a clearing, try keep up with J4's clearing ability, or whether they're going to go for more of an aggressive kind of ganking early champion that J4 is also very good at as well.
Yeah, for those who are unaware, we black out the summoners just in case the players are going to try and ghost to the other team. We're not going to be able to see it until we get into the loading screen. So I think it'd be a decent guess to say Aatrox will be heading into the jungle, but you know, we're not sure what they are going to decide to do. Active game not found apparently. So Graves Janna has been locked in. Graves, one of those carries that is he's very strong if he can get in your face. Caitlyn probably one of the best carries at staying right the heck away. But if they can, if Graves can get into Caitlyn's face with a Janna shield on top of him, which gives 50 AD, or a bit over a BF sword, or it might be 40 or something like that, it's close to a BF sword, that's a lot of damage that's going to be coming down. They're going to have to decide on their support. They are currently sitting on Annie at the moment, Luke. I'm not sure if you're aware, but ever since Worlds, Annie has been very popular in a support role.
Yeah, I have heard that Annie's support has been popular with her stuns. I always used to see her in mid lane, but yeah, she's down in the bot lane now, making a comeback as a support. I didn't actually see the Aatrox there, but you can be fairly sure he probably will be heading into the jungle against J4.
Yeah, you were talking about a farm champion versus an early ganker. Aatrox definitely an early ganker. He's got a similar move kit to the Juv, and honestly, between the gap closer that also knocks up, I would argue that Aatrox is a little bit stronger early on because he's able to get the revive up and put out a lot more damage. J4 can reduce armor. He is much tankier without the passives coming into play. And yeah, I think the Aatrox is, I think they picked it first. J4 may be to synergize with the Orianna and try and get some counter ganking going on Aatrox, as if you disrupt him, it's very difficult for him to get the gank off.
Oh, okay, yeah, alright.
Okay, so shout out to Watermelon H, who is going for Real Talk Gaming, and Kratzy Gamer also going for them, so hopefully we have some fans for poor old Bayleave. Hopefully they can believe in them. And Ari is going to be the last pickup here, Luke, so the Assassin in Ari with the rushing the DFG lately will be versing the Orianna, who is the only mage who was prevalent at the end of Season 2 for her very strong long-range clearing in the lane, and also very strong against Ari because when you level up that command protect, when the ball is on you, you get passive armor and magic resist, and obviously you can shield yourself on a very low cooldown. Helps tremendously against the burst that this Ari
Mm.
assassin playstyle has been bringing out.
Yeah, yeah, it would do because Ari does have that amazing burst in the middle lane, and as you said, they did ban out two of the assassins, but yeah, they have picked Ari. We have Kennen against the, or we don't. Oh, it
Yep, we
would
can
be
reveal it now.
most like yeah, most likely to yeah, Kennen against the Renekton. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes out. I mean, Kennen being a range champion, Renekton does have a few gap closes and
Mm.
has an amazing amount of sustain. Kennen really doesn't have sustain until he gets that Hextech Revolver, like kind of life steal.
Or a couple of
And
Doran's blades, and
or
then
yeah,
moving
or
into more of
Adorns.
a probably an hourglass, or at least getting the Seekers early against the Renekton. But you're very right, Luke. It's more of a skill matchup between the if Renekton can survive till he gets to around about level 5, 6. That's when he can start diving on Kennen and give him some trouble. Kennen will dictate the lane early on, and we can see that he's decided to bring along teleport, which means, of course, Kennen with his high innate attack speed and very strong wave clear, he can push quite hard and obviously be able to teleport into fights later on. Although the lack of Ignite is going to make it difficult in the lane, particularly if Aatrox manages to knock him up and then Renekton comes in with the slice and dice.
Yeah, and it looks like Annie's picked up the Flash Ignite, so she's gonna be going mid. Am I correct? Yes, mid.
Yep.
She'll be going, yeah, and it'll be Oriana support. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, no,
And
no. No, no, no.
oh no, what?
Sorry.
So Oriana,
I was reading the Twitch
Oriana
chat.
picks.
So
Oh, does
the
Oriana pick up Shield even though she's mid now?
against certain matchups like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
burst of Ari really is ridiculous to try and deal with. I'd say it's just to try and deal with that because both Aatrox and Ari have hard CC and a lot of mobility off the bat. So that barrier could easily make the difference. They definitely aiming for the later on in the game here Real Talk Gaming, and Ignite would be brought along from Annie just to cement that lane dominance, particularly with how strong Janna's shield gets as she picks up levels.
Yeah, that's going to be a really aggressive bottom lane with Annie and Caitlyn there. Um, against how do you reckon it's going to play out with the Graves against the Caitlyn to do with hold on, I'm just trailing off here.
I'm just banning some people
Mental
who are
blank.
spamming in the Twitch chat, so try and keep the conversation clean here, guys. Don't spam stuff. So are we talking about the bot lane matchup here?
Yeah, yeah, no, I was getting into the bot lane matchup, but I just trailed off and had a big mental blank. Can't even get that word out.
Well,
But
it's
yeah,
Janna's very good at disengaging and playing some little trades. Graves is kind of an all-in, so it's a strange synergy there, but Janna makes it so Graves can play more recklessly and get away with it, whereas Annie very zone heavy with the long auto range, and also offers a lot of burst with the stun every few seconds. Caitlyn, obviously, no, we don't have to talk about her. She's very annoying to go against. I think it'll come down to the junglers honestly, because both sides have distinct advantages over the other, and it'll definitely be decided by the junglers or potentially the roaming from Ari, as she's a very mobile champion.
yeah, and even Annie can go for a bit of a roam as well,
Mm.
with her stun and her semi, but she will most likely just be staying bottom lane and supporting her ADC.
Well, it's funny you mention that because in the wildcard tournament in Germany, where Team Immunity went up against some of the world's players in the first game, that was the first time the world kind of saw Annie support brought out this season. And she actually roamed mid and picked up first blood with, I think as soon as she reached level 4, she had level 2 in each of her abilities. And she ganked with, I believe it was a Charvin, funnily enough.
Oh,
And they did pick up a very easy first blood. And if Oriana, played by DM, is able to get the advantage over PCE, he'll find that lane very easy because of just the amount of clear Oriana has, and not to mention a lot of burst that she can put out.
Yeah, back in the where Annie was playing support and she got that gank, which did she run? Can you remember if she ran boots of mobility
She hadn't
and
had
went
it at
more
that
of a
point,
roam
but she
or?
definitely had them, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
she was kind
yeah.
of running up and initiating the fights, which could potentially happen in this as well. I mean, there's a lot of follow up to the initiation, so we could see the flash tippers come out.
Or even the cannon teleport down to bot lane and have a bottom lane gank with Annie's stun.
Yeah. So, oh, well, we didn't manage to get anything into, of the skin battle because we're into the game now.
Oh, the
Just
skin battle.
just banning some more people in the chat who are spamming. We really don't want to put up with those guys. The people who are in the Twitch chat want to watch the game, not listen to your spamming. Good evening, Orthogonus. He's always a very vocal viewer. We're happy to see him. So, we'll go through the teams here. So, representing Real Talk Gaming, who are trying to defend their number 2 spot on the open ladder, will be Brendan Watt on the Karate Kid cannon. We've got Sarek in the jungle as the J4. Cinderin, I think,
Yeah, I
is
was gonna
I was,
have
I was
trouble with
telling
that as
you
well.
about his name earlier and I've forgotten it myself. He'll be at the bottom lane as Arctic Caitlyn. Joining him will be I by Boot second. They're both with a bit of an Arctic theme. And rounding out Real Talk Gaming will be DM on the Oriana. And
All
you want to
right, and
run
for
through?
Bayleave,
Yep.
oh yeah, well for Bayleave we have Peace on the Ari, we have
Oh,
Astro
peace.
Boy
I
on
thought it
that
was PCE, but
Graves.
I think you're right.
Yeah, Peace, yeah, I think, and yeah. Anyway, Astro Boy on the Graves, in Ascension on Renekton, Liggy Bro on that Aatrox, and Suzuki, I'm gonna say, on the support Jana down in the bot lane.
Suzuki
And we see
Uchiha.
here Bayleave going into the enemy's Red laying down a few wards here and there, but I think Jana has stepped over one of those traps, Caitlyn traps, and they have been spotted. They are just going to retrieve back to their blue buff, but in the meantime, RTG have rounded up near their red and are looking to steal it, I think.
Yeah, I think they got seen by the Draven ward that was placed, but I'm not sure if
Oh, yeah.
Bayleave are aware that they're still there or not. Oh well, they will now that DM is walking over the ward. Looks like they actually are going for a lane swap here, so Renekton in the 1v2. Oh, actually they're going to be contesting here. Smite goes out on to the red. Sarek doesn't manage to pick up the level 2 because of the XP changes. You need to get a little minion as well, and manages to get out without blowing anything. His smite will be down though. This could signal Liggy Bro to try and contest the blue, but he may actually just go for the J4's red, which would probably be a better decision in the end.
Yeah, he is looking like he's just going to jump over there. Whether he gets spotted by that ward, who knows? Bot lane doesn't look like they're going to be doing anything. Renekton's going to come in and help him, and he will get spotted by that ward. So they do definitely know they're going there now. Bottom lane doesn't really react. They did use the smite on that red, and he has taken it. There you go.
Okay, so bottom lane gets there just a little bit too late to do anything about it. This is really going to hurt in Ascension, as Renekton obviously needs some levels before he can really deal with an AD carry and support. And he's at level 1. He hasn't actually skilled anything yet, so he'll be able to start with whatever he needs to. Cinderin gonna meet him down there, and I by Boot second. Definitely a good guy, Greg here, clearing out the red buff for his J4. What a good guy.
Oh, what a good team player. And now Gang's about to go out at top. Jarvan gets his spear in. He does get the red buff laid down on Astro Boy, but Jana did land that tornado on both of them, I think I saw, and knocked them both up just to give him that little bit of leeway and let him get away. And obviously, look, we have the ADC and the support running against this Kennen in top lane. They've done a little swap.
Yeah, it's interesting they've decided to do the 1v2. So Kennen does pretty well in the 1v2 because of his range and his maneuverability. Renekton does quite well for a melee, but missing out on the early XP is really going to slow him down a little bit. He's handling it pretty well at the moment. He's only a little bit behind the Kennen. Just going to try and fix up the things down here. There we go. So we'll have a look at the CS, looking relatively even in mid. 80 carries looking quite even. Annie doing very well because of clearing out the red, picking up a little bit extra gold for herself. Now Sarek has walked past a ward, and the Bayleave guys are going to back out there. Liggy Bros decided to also mirror the J4 and help the solo laner. So what this tells me that Real Talk Gaming, they've realized that early game pushing is what Bayleave are going for, and they're using their jungler to great effectiveness to stop that pushing, and he's doing alright in the CS as well.
Yeah, he seems to be clearing his jungle fairly fast. He seems to be babysitting his lanes very well, as you said, to stop that push. And overall doing well as a jungler. Aatrox leaving a few bits of his jungle left behind, like his wraiths, golems. His wolves have just respawned, and it looks like he's going to be
Ignite is going to go down onto
Oh.
in Ascension. I think he's going to get out of there though. iBuyBoot second going to take a tower shot for his troubles. Now Aatrox of course does have the he does have his revive available. What is the name of that? Bloodwell. So his Bloodwell is full. And iBuyBoot second popping the Ignite for forcing the Renekton out of the lane. We're going to see the... Ew, that was close.
Almost activated that passive.
That would have definitely set Liggy Bro behind, so good for him that he managed to walk away with his passive now. In the mid lane, CS still looking fairly even, but as soon as Peace hits level 6, we'll have to see if he can make something happen in the lanes. I wouldn't be surprised if he headed to a bot and tried to pick one of these up, particularly since iBuyBoot second is starting to look a little weaker in the health bar. But
yeah, he is. He's just been initiated on by the Renekton as well and taken down. All of the Bayleave team members have been back on their second buy. Most of the RTG people have not, except for the J4. He has gone back and got that Spirit Stone.
Yep.
He is going to... he's coming in for a tower dive? I don't know about a tower dive this early, but it looks like... No,
they're going to go on, and he steps onto the trap. iBuyBoot second, forced to get out of there very quickly. In Ascension, he's going to stun Serik under the tower, but the aggro's not onto him, and he is going to be forced to flash out of there. Ignite goes down onto Serik. Will he be able to flash out? No, PCE going to flash through the wall and pick up the first blood. So very well handled there by Bayleave. But interestingly enough, Luke, there's only 100 gold. No, they're actually even. Only about 100 gold separating their teams after that.
Yeah, and that's after first blood as well. It was very well done by Ari to make sure see her team members in trouble and catch that Jarvan for. I told you that diving in on that tower wasn't technically the best idea this early of a level. I mean, Caitlyn and Annie got pretty much forced out of there very, very early on with the tower hits.
And we have to keep in mind that iBuyBoot second on the Annie was forced to blow the flash to get out from under the tower. So he could potentially be targeted once again by Peace or Liggy Bro 123. We'll have to see what he decides to do. Brendan Watt doing a very good job at keeping up the CS. Looks like Caitlyn is going to be engaged upon and ignited. Barrier will save him. Very well done there. And in Ascension, will he be sticking around? It'd be a bad idea because he has a J4 coming from the river. Is the Slice and Dice available? It is now. He has the Flash and he has Dominus. And Real Talk Gaming, I think they learned their lesson.
Yeah, he was pretty set. It looks like he was going to back there, the Renekton, but he is going to go into the first brush on his side and just use his Renekton's very, very good sustain here. If he did go into that bush, he would find that Caitlyn on very low HP without her support that was running up the river, but she is now coming back down. He's just going to clear this minion wave and probably just back out of there.
iBuyBoot second going to pick up some XP from the minion wave here. We'll have a look at the tower at top. It's actually at about 2/5 of its health remaining, so Bayleave doing a very good job at pushing that out. The tower at bottom actually has quite similar health. How is the mid towers doing? Both looking very healthy. So it's going to be a race between these two teams to see who can pick the tower up first. In Ascension doing a much better job now of catching up in the CS over his counterpart. There's 300 gold in the lead, Bayleave. They could potentially pick up this tower here, bottom lane not too close to it. Picking theirs up, and DM going to pick himself up a blue buff here. Peace will be working towards his own any second.
Oh, Oriana with a blue buff is rather deadly. She's going to have that extra clearing wave, and she's going to be able to chuck that ball out twice as much with the cooldown reduction. Renekton down at bottom lane has got the Aatrox joining in. They really don't want to lose that bottom tower before they take the top tower against Kennen. But in Ascension is going to be, oh, he dives in on the Annie. Annie's taking substantial amount of damage, and there you go. The Aatrox decides to join the party and will take out the Annie. Caitlyn doesn't get too badly injured. She is being chased by the Renekton, still forced to pop flash, and she will get away fairly safely. She does do a sniper on Aatrox, does not kill him. I don't think it was meant to kill him because he was on quite a bit of health with a health bottle. It looks like they are going to try tower dive, and Ascension taking the tower hits. Aatrox jumping on him with that red buff, and there you go. Both down, Caitlyn and Annie. Very, very well done by Bayleave there.
Yeah, they'll be very happy with that. 900 gold in the lead now. As the CS looking still not the best for the top laners. How are they doing in the gold? 2,600, 2,700. So Brendan Watt doing a good job at staying up now. He's going to be doing some pushing of his own with the assistance of Sarek. Now we have to keep in mind, Luke, despite how far ahead Bayleave get, they do have a lot of AoE potential. They've got the Tibbers, they've got the, the Shockwave, they've got Cataclysm, and they have Slicing Maelstrom. So despite how far behind they get, if they manage to get some kind of items, it's going to be up to Bayleave despite their advantage to handle the fights properly.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Tibbers on a Cataclysm. That's going to be really, really hurtful and deadly, and it's going to be able to lock out quite a few champions in a team fight. It looks like top tower is going to go down, and Bayleave are going to be the first ones to take it. Are they going to go on Sarek? No, they're not. Graves is just going to happily keep farming, and he will probably go back now with no mana for his buy with all this newly obtained gold that he has.
Okay, it looks like poor iBuyBoot second and Cinder are going to be in some trouble here. They're going to have 4 men on top of them in Ascension coming in. iBuyBoot second are going to try and distract them away from his carry, but it is not going to be to no avail. He's going to get engaged on. Nice stun there, but he gets ignited, and he won't be able to escape. Peace picking up that kill there. 202 Aatrox, 201 Ari. Looks like they're going to turn that advantage into a dragon for themselves. Could Sarek and DM possibly turn this around? They do, of course, both have their ultimates. Oh, sorry guys, we'll have to wait for Luke to get back in. Not sure if they're going to engage here. Yeah, they are going to be forced to back out there. So, very well done by Real Talk Gaming. We'll try and get Luke back, sorry guys. Want to give a shout out to Visual Flex, who is going for the purple team here. I think I'm experiencing some lag. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure if you can hear me now. My internet cut out for a little bit. Say something in the Twitch chat if you can see. Sorry, Luke, can you hear me now?
Yeah, did you DC or was that me?
No, that was me.
Oh, okay, I thought so. I was trying to recover it, but there we go. Anyway, back into the action.
Okay, so it didn't miss too much. It seems 1.4 in the lead of Real Talk Gaming. The towers are equal. There's 5 kills for the purple team. And the CS looking fairly even across the board. DM doing a good job of out-farming Peace. And the dragon, it was nicely deflected by Real Talk Gaming.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Yeah, you disconnected right as they were going for that dragon fight. And I thought, oh, there's going to be a lot of kills here, but nah, they just deflected it well. They backed out, and so did RTG. RTG didn't decide to take it afterwards either, so...
Okay.
Kennen's top lane's been shoved. He has shoved it, and it looks like all those minions will die to that tower unless Aatrox decides to go get that farm, while Kennen is mid, just chucking out his shurikens.
Looks like Real Talk Gaming have decided they need to use their team fight potential because they're losing in the lanes, while Astro Boy and Sasuke Ichua going to head to the mid to try and defend it. They definitely don't want to lose this objective. Ari trying to... Oh, they've actually got pretty decent wave clear. You wouldn't think it, but Renekton, Ari, and Aatrox pretty hard to push against them. As Annie readies her stun, and I don't think we're going to see a tower dive this early, but if the fight happens around in this open area out here, Luke, I think it could be very deadly as an Ascension decides to head to the top lane for the first time so far.
Yeah, it would be deadly, especially because we have Bayleave sitting under their turret at the moment. Aatrox isn't on the best amount of HP, but RTG keep running past that ward, and just in that brush right there, they have been spotted. They do know they're doing dragon. A team fight will go out now. They do get pick up the dragon. They get that little bit of extra gold. They're actually in front of the gold, despite being 5 kills behind.
Oh, looks like the engage is going to go off. All the AoE going off. Nice Monsoon out of Janna. They're blowing them back. And now the fight going to be re-engaged by Bayleave. Unstoppable. Killing spree. Picked up by Peace here. Blue team getting out as quickly as they possibly can. Liggy Bro still has his passive available. And that was very well done there. Peace going to take an ace to the hole to his behind. And another advantage picked up by Bayleave, despite losing the dragon.
Yeah, so it was a kill for a dragon there, and the J4 was down. Did J4 have any buffs on? Did he transfer them to anyone else?
It was Peace who picked up the kill. Looks like there was no buffs transferred, but he's going to pick himself up a blue buff now. I wonder if he has 2100. He doesn't yet, so another 250 gold. He'll be able to pick up that DFG outright. Looks like he's decided that's what he wants to do before he heads on back. And gee, Liggy Bro's gotten pretty close to dying a few times now.
Yeah, but he's still holding on to that passive very well. I mean, even if Liggy Bro does go down and starts healing up, if Janna hasn't used her Monsoon yet, she's going to be able to Monsoon them away. She's going to be able to provide him with extra healing. The same with the other team. I mean, the Monsoon there pretty much played a big factor in that team fight, pushing them away and healing up her team. It was a very good play by their support.
Yeah. And then they decided to go back into the fight, and they managed to pick up a kill off of it. And yeah, it was very well played. So I'd like to shout out and again Visual Flex telling me how to pronounce the Janna's name. So it's Sasuke Ichiwa, I think is that.
I thought it would be Sasuke, but I didn't know that second word. No idea what that is.
Sasuke, alright, well you should have told me earlier. So I don't look uncultured.
It's all my fault.
Oh, that's okay. So we can see that Brandon Watt is up at the top lane clearing it out. He is working towards his hourglass. Does he have 500 yet? No. As the push is on in the mid lane as soon as Sasuke rejoins them. Oh, Shockwave going to go off. Ooh. Beautiful work there. The Cataclysm going to do a lot of damage as well. There is a disengage coming out despite being 4v5. Tibbers is going to go off on Sasuke and he's going to be forced to flash out of there. No one has fallen yet, but the health bars are dangerously low. And that was a fantastic engage out of DM there with a nice follow-up from Sarek. No kills picked up, but it could mean mid-tower with, I believe, Slicing Maelstrom is still available, and Tibbers is there for the tower push, although the counter pushing out of Bayleave is going to keep them alive for now, Luke.
Yeah, they can really push that wave. Their wave clearing ability, even being on low HP, can really just shove those minions away from the
You wouldn't
tower.
think it with these champions, would you?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. I mean, Renekton does have his sustain. As you can see, he's still on full HP, even though he did get hurt. Not as much as the other champions. He didn't get focused, as you wouldn't like to really focus Renekton. He does dive in, and speaking of Renekton, getting on the Annie, Ignite goes out. Ascension does pick up the kill on Annie. They have lost Annie. The only one of their RTG's teams that really badly hurt at the moment is the Jarvan, and he seems to be at the back of the pack, and he will just go back to continue jungling. Looks like they're just playing a real mid-push game, and then one or two players will just go up to the top and shove it, and then come back, and then yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because the sieging of Real Talk is really strong, to be honest. Like, they've got so much long-range auto attackers, and then of course they got the attack speed of Demacian Standard, but it's against the wave clear. There's no minions for them. Like, as soon as Sarek gets to the point where he can tank towers with impunity, they'll find it a lot easier, but that hasn't reached them yet, and they're having a lot of trouble. And then Bayleave are picking out their fights with immaculate... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say immaculate. They're doing it really well.
They are doing it really well, and looking at the CS now, with the mid matchup, Orianna does have around about 30 CS more than the Ahri, but Ahri does have those 3 kills and the 1 assist ahead of her, meaning she can pick up quite a few more items than Orianna there. As for the top laners, Kennen and who was it up there? It was Renekton.
Yeah.
Yes,
they didn't actually go against each other though.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they didn't. That's why I'm getting confused. They didn't go against each other. But the mid tower does fall down. RTG Gaming winning that little mid contest they've been having for a while. having their first tower fallen down, but there you go. Graves copping a stun to the face by the Annie, not doing much at all with the Janna shield, and it looks like RTG will be backing out and going for their buy.
Okay, so they're going to be happy with that, taking out the mid tower. It gives them a lot more map presence. And it's interesting, despite being behind by most of the game, they're only 400 gold behind. The top tower is the only piece of infrastructure that they've lost. Meanwhile, they've taken out all of the outer ones for Bayleave. So it's going to be up to Bayleave to start creating objectives for themselves. They've been doing very good in the skirmishes, but objective control is not up to the level of the team fighting that they've been displaying so far. Peace he's picked up his DFG and he's also got Elixir of Brilliance, so he's going to be able to obliterate almost anyone from the map if he manages to land that Kiss of Death. As we see In Ascension moving into the mid lane, going to try and engage onto Brandon Watt here. Ooh, but not going to do too much. Oh, down. Sorry Luke, I'm going to have to jump back 15 seconds, see what happened there. I looked away at the wrong time. So, do you know how to do that?
Yep, just go, jump back, yep, no worries.
Okay, so I by boot second, we know he's going to die here. How's it going to happen? He's going to run right into an Ari, that's how it's going to happen. And that was a lot of damage going down. In Ascension going to try and jump in. Great Dark Flight out of the Aatrox here. A lot of AoE going down. Suzuki Uchuda is going to die eventually. Nice Shockwave going to come out, but it's a little bit too late here. DM going to flash away. Cinder NZ not going to survive because of the red buff, and DM going to be hit by another charm, but Peace may pay for that with his life. Barely manages to escape there, and that ended up being a 4-for-1 with the
4-for-1 with the dragon,
and the dragon going to be taken down. So very well done by the Bayleave guys. I guess they must have heard me, despite us being at a 3-minute delay. You must have said, right, let's fix this guy up.
Yeah, they must be hacking into Twitch or something. But despite the 10 kill lead, they are only, what, 2.8k ahead. So it's not that much, but that is, what, a core item? Or half a core item, really?
Yeah. So, with this assassin playstyle of that Peace is employing, it's fairly decent late game, but Graves has a little bit of trouble until he gets those items up and able to use the attack speed of Quick Draw. Of course, Sasuke, trying to remember how to pronounce that properly, it's going to definitely be down to him with the monsoons. We saw him do a great one in the first team fight. He's really going to dictate how the fights go, I believe, because Real Talk Gaming, they've definitely got the skill to employ that AoE that they've got, and the longer this goes on, the more their items are building up. They've almost finished the Aegis. Oriana's starting to get some AP with that CDR. The Caitlyn played by Cinderin is, despite being 0-3-1, doing fairly well in the items. He's only a Zeal behind at the moment. And Cannon's starting to get stronger. He does have the Hourglass. Oh, as the dash forward. That is what happens when you are an assassin against a under-leveled support there.
Yeah, Jesus, that was a monstrous amount of damage. I mean, Oriana was the one that walked into it before, but they are going to dive in on this tower. They are going to take the tower. Renekton is going to dive in onto J4.
Oh!
Oh, there's the Ghost of the Monsoon. Doesn't really push away any champions, but J4 just surviving with the Ignite on him. Caitlyn just pushing into the bushes. Renekton on very low HP as well. I missed half of that, but Renekton is going to cop that sniper, but it will not kill him. He's just going to have to back out. But it looks like RTG are going to try and make a little push here. It is 3-on-3 in the mid lane.
Oh, so DM is doing some really nice shockwaves, just unfortunately the items for oh, what's going on up here? Okay, so the items for Real Talk Gaming not quite there to get the damage on. You'd want a second item on the top laner at this point, or even the mid laner. They just can't follow it up. They're getting engaged upon when they're the team who should be initiating, which is really messing with their mojo. They're still managing to do a lot of damage, but they can't clean up the kills. It'll really be up to Cinder and on the Caitlyn to do that, as Peace going to put the Kiss of Death onto the cannon. Oh, nice Hourglass, going to pick up Leggy Bro there. Going to be finished off by Peace, as Shockwave not going to hit anything. A flash forward by Boot second. Will he be able to pick up Peace shield? shield going to save him from Sasuke here. What's going on at the Dragon Fight? DM falling very low from Astro Boy. Will he be followed off? The kill going to be picked up by iBuyBoot second. That's going to be a nice bounty for himself. Tib is going to run forward, be used as a slice and dice, and will end up backing out. Sasuke caught out now. Will he fall down? He does. Another kill for the Annie. I think that ended up being 2 for 2. No, Aatrox died. It was a 3 for 2 in Real Talk Gaming's favor. That will definitely help them at a 2.5k deficit after that success of a fight, Luke.
It will help them, but they would have preferred those kills to have gone to someone other than their support, even though Annie does provide a lot more damage than other supports do. She does have the oracles on her. She is going to be ward clearing. I have seen Bayleave have been very, very well placed. They are placing their wards very well. They had a lot of map awareness near the dragon area before, but not so much anymore, whether Annie cleared them out or not. But they're gonna need to pick them off. They're gonna need to find someone out of position, RTG, because they're getting dived on by that Renekton, and that Renekton's getting tankier by the minute with his Sunfire cape already built and the Spectre's cap.
Yeah, going for the Spirit Visage, which is very strong for Renekton.
Yeah, exactly. And he's speaking of Renekton, he's just free farming all around the map. He just shoved bot, and
He's
yeah,
got the lowest CS of all of them. But no, he was behind early, so the free farming is definitely helping him to become that brick wall that he needs to be. I wanted to say earlier, Luke, that the warding from both teams, particularly Bayleave, has been superb. I remember there was an area, a time, I think near the first dragon, where the dragon area was like completely blanketed in purple wards, and most of them were from Draven wards. But with the oracles now, the vision war going to be going off. Not much vision left for both teams here. Sarek wants to get the engage on. He does have the ball on him, but the cutlass out of Liggy Bro going to stop that engage in its tracks, as Sasuke going to drop a Draven ward next to the Bazkabad. Could potentially set up for that later, but I don't think they're in a position to threaten a Baron with the AoE potential that Real Talk Gaming have at the moment. Pings are going down on him though.
Ooh,
looks like they may completely ignore me. The ward going to catch them out, and they're not going to clear it. So Real Talk Gaming are aware that they're in the area. It looks like they're going to be grouping up in the pit here. This could be really bad if Peace goes forward like that. Nice engage from Brendan Watt, but beautiful Monsoon going to blow him back to Marcia, says Jarvan as he jumps in, and Shockwave's going to go off. Peace gets shut down by the Caitlyn. Brendan Watt going to pop the Hourglass to try and survive. Liggy Bro has respawned as iBuyBoot second going to try, and he's going to die, but double kill for the Caitlyn so far. Will Graves fall is a 2 for 4 at the moment, and Sasuke running for his life. Will this spell a Baron for them? No, they don't have the health, but that was very nicely done there.
It was very nicely done. They were targeting the right people. J4's Cataclysm was very, very well. It caught up, I think, 3 of the enemy teams, all in there, stuck in there, and they were able to AoE them down. It looks like they are just going to provide a little bit of a push on the middle turret with all, but they only have really 20 seconds to do this, so, but that tower will fall, giving them pretty much even gold, I think. Yep, that's going to give them 400 gold difference, really. 300, there you go.
Okay, so beautifully done by Real Talk Gaming there. Although that Monsoon out of Sasuke was bang on perfect. He managed to stop the cannon in his tracks before he managed to pop the Hourglass. Looks like the Bayleave guys, they're going to be starting up Dragon here. Now, in these fights, they almost pulled off a successful bait there, Luke, but the problem is they grouped up. That they can't be doing that against this team. They've got to try and split the fight up into skirmishes where the single target damage that they've got is really going to shine. They need to soften everyone up with the AoE out of Astro Boy. They need Peace to be assassinating someone of importance, and we need Liggy Bro and Ascension to be putting the pressure on like they have in the previous fights. In that last one, they didn't have much of a presence, and you could see the difference that it made. So
yeah, Ari jumped out from the group and she just got blown up straight away, and then it just went all downhill from there, really. I mean, the Monsoon was good, and it was bang on, as you said, letting her get away, but the rest of the team, yeah, they just got AoE down. You saw them all just on low HP, and you could just tell that's just all the AoE damage.
And who does a lot of single target damage? It is the Caitlyn. She was able to clean up,
Yeah.
like we said before. They're finally getting to that stage. Last Whisper has been picked up, so the damage is only going to be stronger from this point onwards. I'm just thinking there needs to be a locket picked up as soon as possible from Liggy Bro. They really need that up as quickly as possible. Innocent going to be pushing the top tower here. Oracle's going to be re-clearing out the Baron pit. The Demacian standard goes down. They know that Peace is there, ready and waiting. Is he going to jump forward and try and charm? No, he's learned his lesson. He's not going to engage just yet. I buy boot second, going to clear out the Draven ward here. Flash from Sasuke forced as he steps into a trap. Peace going to cop a globule of spit from the Baz Kebab. And Purple Team in retreat here. For some reason I thought Real Talk Gaming weren't all there, like all of their members weren't there, but they must have been. Looks like they're going to separate for now, but the momentum definitely starting to swing in their favor despite being 700 down.
Yeah, I mean, he had to pop the flash piece. He had to pop his ulti to get away. I saw him spirit rushing away, so his ulti was down. So I think they just decided to back that one out and hold their mid turret and their mid inhibitor turret, which they're doing right now with Incench and on Renekton, obviously with that clearing. All lanes seem pretty well. I mean, Kennon's up top, shoving that fairly down fast. I think Caitlyn's just going to go pick up her red and. It's just going to be a... but I mean, I have seen, no, not RTG, sorry, Bayleave are really concerned on getting this Baron. I mean, all the wards are going around near it. Annie's been clearing wards in those brushes. And both teams are gearing up for Baron.
Okay, so... I'll explain quickly for those who are unaware while we don't have much action going on just yet. Baz Kebab is a term coined by one of the CEOs of GameStar called Crisis, a South African guy. He decided that the Baron, when he didn't have the visual update, he looks like a kebab. So he called in the Baz Kebab, and the rest, they say, is history. He's known as the Baz Kebab now, and warding it is setting the table. So I know it's really corny, but it's what we're required to do. Oh, bye boot second, gonna be caught out. That is not what you want to do against an Ahri.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Ahri's just when people are running into her, she just seems to be blowing them up. They don't seem to be going for a Baron, despite being a 4v5. It looks like they are just.
Oh, they can't against an AoE. Mid. There's no way they can survive in that pit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a very smart decision not to go for that. With this advantage, they definitely need to be getting the towers, but a nice engage going to go off. I think Monsoon was blown there. Cataclysm has not been blown yet, neither has the Monsoon. So that disengage from Bayleave was fantastic, despite being caught in the shockwave. And we'll have to see what they decide to do from here. Kennen and Annie going to be rejoining their team soon, as Cinderan going to try and heal up from these minions as much as he can. And shout out to Sarcasm, pointing out that I buy boot second, dying for the third time to a pick out from Peace. He must be really hating Ahri right now.
Yeah, or just don't face check bushes or get closer.
Yeah, I think he needs an escort.
Yeah, he definitely does that. Anyway, both teams are regaining their mid positions as they were doing earlier in the game, but both first turret's down, so they don't have any protection. They're both out in the open, but it looks like it's just going to be a shove back and forth.
I think Bayleave are relying on the fact that the shockwave will be down for a little bit more. Not sure how long Tibbers has. It has 15 seconds itself. And the rest of the AoE is up, so now would be a good time for the red team. Unfortunately, shockwave here sits on the Orianna and does nothing. Brendan Watt getting off a nice slicing maelstrom. Going to take Peace out of the fight very quickly. Sarek zoning the carries as iBuyBoot second going to be ignited here. Brendan Watt doing so much damage. iBuyBoot second eventually going to fall in Ascension. Will be stunned up. Liggy Bro does have his passive available as Cinderan. Will he be able to take down Liggy Bro? He's not able to get the ace in the hole off. He doesn't actually have it off cooldown. And triple kill coming out for Brendan Watt on the Karate Kid.
Yeah, that was a great team fight. Sarek was Graves didn't really have much of impact at all. J4 was running him away half that team fight, and the Kennen ulti was able to take down Ari within a split second. And yeah, it just provided them to take out that inhib turret right now. And supers are going to be spawning. Aatrox is the only one left to defend. It does get the hit onto Kennen, but the shield was late, but he's still able to survive, and he will get away with that mobility that Kennen does have. But Peace is going to take that sniper, does not fall down. Jarvan does get slowed by the Janna. Yes, Jarvan did get slowed by the Janna.
What is that? I think it's Zephyr is the W. I guess it is.
Yeah, W, yeah, yep. But he does get away safely with the help of Orianna and her shield, and they're all just going to recall. Annie going to go set the table again at Baz Kebab and put down that vision ward. The only ward that's actually there on Baron, so RTG are the only ones that do have vision on that Baron, but I'm sure that's going to change very, very soon.
Yeah, as soon as they make their way over there, Bayleave doing a good job of taking the advantages that they can. They're going to be confined.
Oh, Renekton diving onto Annie in the mid lane. Oh, sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
there,
okay.
Annie taking a fair chunk of damage in the mid lane. Renekton diving onto her. Renekton has picked up that Spirit Visage, and he's just going to, that sustain. He's just more sustain, and more tankiness.
He's very hard to take down.
Oh, more, yeah. Pretty much impossible. Yeah.
So in that last fight, Luke, did you manage to see what happened to Cinderin on the Caitlyn? I saw him like full health running down from the river. Was he zoned for most of that fight?
Oh no, I was paying attention to Graves being zoned and the Kennen taking out the Ari. I didn't see Caitlyn.
Yeah, it was a nice engage from Sarek, and Brendan Watt with the perfect follow up took down the entirety of Bayleave. And yeah, Sarcasm saying even without Shockwave able to utilize that AoE, so we're gonna have to see if Bayleave can try and split the fight up, and because they tried to do it in that fight, but it was too late at that point, and it was just a cleanup session once the AoE had been dealt. So we need to see them positioning perfectly. We need to see the Monsoon. Looks like Bazkebab is going to be started here. I'll see if I still have my graphic. I'll quickly set up the UI. Do I have my Bazkebab graphic anywhere? Nope. So won't be able to bring up the sign that says Bazkebab. Bottom tower going to fall down. This is a 4 versus 5 at the moment. Liggy Bro starting to fall low. Peace going to be jumped on by the Cataclysm, and Tibbers is going to go down. Shockwave is not going to hit much of anything, but double kill for Peace is going to hit Baron. Hourglass going off from Brendan Watt. Peace, will he be in trouble? In Ascension going to pick up Cinderin, and Brendan Watt, he has nothing left. He is going to be falling very quickly here. That was very strange out of Real Talk Gaming. I mean, Kennen had the teleport, but he was in the fight way too late. Liggy Bro, the only casualty there, and it looks like Bazkebab going to be gobbled up by Bayleave, and I don't think there's going to be any contention for this one.
Yeah, I did take quite a close look on Caitlyn in that team fight, and she did get zoned by that Renekton. Renekton was following her around, and she was on low HP, and he did pick up that kill, and then he came to join and take out Kennen, I think it was. But there you go. Baz Kebab got started by RTG and has been taken by Bayleave, and that is going to be a big, big advantage. But the two team fights ago, I'm fairly sure, yeah, the Janna's Monsoon was down. That's why. So she didn't have the chance to be able to play that, but.
Yeah, so these team fights very back and forth. Visual Flex saying, agreeing with me in the Twitch chat there. So the gold lead once again in Bailey's favor. So they picked the fight that they needed, and they responded perfectly. Splitting up the skirmishes, like I said, Luke, and that is where they excelled, where Astro Boy was able to 1v1, where In Ascension was able to solo, what am I looking for? Solo zone, that's what I meant. Liggy Bro was able to draw the attention to himself, which allowed the damage dealers to do what they needed to do. Sarek going to avoid the knock-up of Dark Flight there, as wards get placed by Sasuke, doing a very good job with his little Draven wards there. This is probably the worst one to try and see, but we do manage to see his hair flaying. So the inhibitor in the mid lane still down at the moment. We'll have to see whether the push is going to continue from Real Talk. They've decided to remain aggressive despite the other team all having Baron. I think Liggy Bro may be the only one without the buff, but it's a significant advantage with particularly with the regeneration, but also the increased defensive power, as Cinderan going to try and run up to Peace. But this is actually pretty dangerous. Oh, pause going to go off. I was going to say, Luke, like an AD carry running up to an Ahri with all of the needlessly large rod items, definitely dancing with danger.
Oh, you can call it that, or you can just pretty much just say you're digging your own grave, to be honest with you. She's just going to either chunk you, kill you, or leave you on that
Or
minuscule
die.
health. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do anything. But Annie's hasn't really learnt from her lesson. She has been running around without an escort. I saw her just before she almost got caught with that Janna Q, the whirlwind, but didn't get quite.
I think the way to put it is I buy Boot second has cojones of steel.
Yes, yeah. Or
He ain't afraid.
he's not afraid of the Ahri with all the needlessly rod items.
Okay, so I think team fights may be looking a little bit different here, speaking of Peace, because he's picked up the Hourglass now, and that lets him put out that damage and then save himself if needs be. We can see that Brendan Watt going for the Abyssal Scepter. That will be a major increase in both his damage, DM's damage, and even I buy Boot second. As looks like Aatrox has rejoined the game. Liggy Bro having some troubles. And, oh no, now we're waiting for Real Talk Gaming. So, we're having a look at the vision on the map here, Luke. It looks like both teams not using the oracles at the moment like they were earlier on.
Yeah, I mean they are using. I'm looking around. They are using the oracles, but they're placing that many wards out. It's just a back and forth killing oracles and doing that, and yeah, and as you mentioned, the hourglass on Ahri, she's going to be able to use that even if she gets caught out by that cannon with his ult and stunned like she did before and got blown up. And she really needs to be a part of Bayleave's team fights if they want to pick up any kills there. But it looks like RTG is going to group up in that brush.
What I think Peace needs to do is take out a key member, either Cinderan or DM. Or even Brendan Watt, but the Hourglass makes that a little bit harder. Orianna does not yet have an Hourglass, so if she does get caught out by the Kiss of Death, the charm out of Peace, it could potentially turn the entire fight on its head. So until the Hourglass is picked up by the Orianna, it's going to be down to Peace to try and assassinate a high importance target so that Astro Boy has the space he needs to put out that damage. He's got the Bloodthirster and the Phantom Dancer now, and Quick Draw, I'm not sure how much attack speed it's giving at the moment, 70% for 4 seconds, so he's actually going to be annihilating things after he puts out that AoE that he's famous for. He's actually going to do quite a bit of single target damage. He just needs the breathing space. He can't 1v2 in these skirmishes. He needs to have a single target, potentially Brendan Watt. I think he could 1v1 him, but it's an interesting way. Like, it depends who initiates the fight, I think.
Yeah, it depends on a lot of things. Who initiates the fights, who gets caught up in that cataclysm, where the monsoon goes down, really. How many of Bayleave's players are actually going to get affected by the AoE that RTG have? And really just, yeah, it depends on a lot of things. I mean, Graves could 1v1 Brendan Watt. I mean, Brendan Watt, if he did jump on him and get really close, it would be very close, but Graves is getting fairly fed, just picking up red buff, talking about him. He does run past that ward, so they do know he's there, and steps on 2 traps on his way there. And, yeah, just a bit of a laugh.
So Dragon has now respawned. Cinderan has gone back to the base. Looks like he's going to be going for the Guardian Angel. Astro Boy could pick up the QSS or go for the Guardian Angel himself. How are the others looking? Abyssal Scepter has been picked up by Brendan Watt on the cannon. In Ascension has gotten the Randuins. That's a very important item to cripple Caitlyn's attack speed. She's almost completely auto-attack reliant. And is there any other significant items? Looks like an Abyssal Scepter is being worked on by Peace. He definitely needs the magic resist to try and survive in these fights. And I think Real Talk Gaming did a really good job of waiting out the Baron there. They pushed forward, warded up the entirety of the top part of the jungle, and then just waited for the Baron buff to fall off, which it has indeed done now. So the fight is going to be a little more even. Looks like they're going to try a little bit of the Bayleave strategy, which could work very well for them considering their AoE if they catch Bayleave out of position.
Well, there you go. Serik's getting caught by that whirlwind. He was trying to initiate there. The sniper does go off onto Peace for some early damage, trying to force him away. Renekton does pop his ulti. He's getting amongst it. The Kenon ulti does go off. Nice hourglass by both Ari and him. Jarvan on the Janna and the Graves. Kennon's still alive. No kills have gone down just yet. Everyone's on very low HP. Aatrox forced to flash through that wall and does get away. Serik does flash and spear at the same time.
Oh!
Does slow them all. Big AoE damage, and there you go. 2, 3, 4 fall down. Double kill from Orianna, and you just see their AoE damage is just... It's just... Yeah.
That disengage was looking so good from Bayleave until that last flash out of Serik. Oh, wow. That was a crazy... I thought Peace was going to be the only casualty. I was like, really? There's only one death and all that?
Yeah,
but
out of all that, yeah.
Real Talk Gaming. Oh, nice knock-up comes out from Liggy Bro. He does have the passive available. Is anyone going to fall to the tower? No. He's going to be finished off by Brendan Watt. And this may be the end of the game here. Going to teleport to right next to himself. Nexus going to fall. And it looks like the number 2 spot on the open ladder going to remain in the hands of Real Talk Gaming.
Very well done. And very, very close game. The team fights were going either way. But there you go. Real Talk Gaming do finish it off in the end with a very, very nice last team fight.
Okay, what a fantastic game. Very back and forth. It's well played by both teams. We're going to have to name an MVP here. Luke, who are you thinking?
There was quite a few early good monsoons coming out from Janna, but Kennon's ultis were very good. Serik's last play just then with the flash spear did pick up those couple of extra kills with the Orianna.
Every single member,
yeah.
every single member of this game had such nice play. It's hard to pick out one, isn't it?
Yeah, not one player had like too many plays that were good. Apart from Ari, Ari did do very well on picking off champions and nuking them down with her
Mostly
damage.
the
that
poor
she
Annie.
does have.
With
Yeah,
more deaths
mostly
than
the
assists.
poor Annie. But yeah, no, I can't really pick one. If it had to be Ari, yeah, Ari did very, very well.
Oh, I think DM deserves it because his shockwaves were. I think there was one where the J4 got out of range and the ball teleported back to him, and that was like a very useless shockwave. But the rest of them had like you could tell when he popped the ultimate because their health just got chunked.
Yeah,
3, 4 people all got pulled in.
definitely.
I think we're going to have to hand it to him, but so many members of Bayleave deserve the MVP as well. So I think we'll just have to say it was a very well played game by all.
It was, and it was a very good pleasure to cast. I haven't been casting for a while, and it was a great first game to get back into it.
Oh, we hope to see more from you, Luke.
Yeah, hopefully.
Big thank you to everyone who tuned into the Twitch chat. You are amazing. We will love casting for you. If you head on over to GameStar's Facebook, we let you know when we're going to be casting. We also post the VODs there. If you would like your game or your mate's game to be cast, drop us a message anywhere you like. You can add me, Cold Blood, on the League client or on Steam, or message me on Facebook, and I'll organise some coverage for your game, and hopefully Luke can join me.
No worries.
Alright, have a great night, everyone. This is Luke and Cold Blood signing out.